Hi guys, and welcome to my show. My name is David Nates, and today's topic is dealing with failures. Everybody in life will deal with a bunch of accomplishments, but also failures at one point or another of their life. Heck, I beg to differ that we fail at things on a daily basis. Most people think of failure as going bankrupt or not achieving one's personal goal, but in reality, we can fail at many things. It could simply be you eating something, and whatever you were trying to eat falls on the table. Obviously, when people think of failure, they think of more impactful things, but by showing an example of the mundane as a failure, it kind of proves that it's part of life, and that maybe failing at something is not so bad. On the contrary, it'd be the first step to achieving success. If a baby didn't fail at walking, speaking, expressing him or herself, they wouldn't be able to learn. But there's also another thing that babies and children are really good at, and it's learning. Kids will learn things so much faster than adults. The reason is that they don't have fear and are willing to listen and simply do, explore, and feel. Everything is new to them. The same applies to adults. We have to be willing to explore and try things in many different ways until we can effectively do it. Here are a couple of quotes from famous people about failure. Failure is finger posts on the road to achievement. C.S. Lewis. I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying. Michael Jordan. Ever tried? Ever failed? No matter. Try again. Fail better. As you can see, even famous people fail and know what they need to do in order to achieve success. I know many people hate it or even fear it. This fear can easily take over our life and dictate our way of thinking. We might even go through great lengths to avoid it. But I say, come on, bring me fear. I want to face it straight on and simply do what I feel to achieve my goals. If failure is part of the journey, then so be it. I wouldn't be able to achieve success without the road that leads to it. If fear is such a big part of success, and we're avoiding it, you may be asking yourself how to overcome it. Number 1, it's not personal. People who live in modern day society often associate success by the amount of money that one can achieve from their job or business. The truth is that it's not because you don't make a lot of money from your career that you're necessarily a failure. After all, if you're working hard towards your goal, you're being disciplined and a hard worker. You may still be successfully doing what you love. If you aren't making the amount of money that you'd like to from it, it doesn't take away from the success that you have doing what you are already doing. The more you keep at something, the more you have chances of collaborating with more people, getting your work out there, and in the end most probably achieving success. People often only see the end result. Look at someone successful like Steve Jobs, who was the CEO of Apple and was forced out of Apple in 1985. It's only years later, with the merger of Apple with Next in 1997, that Steve Jobs was able to become CEO of his former company, Apple, and make Apple the successful company that it is now. Number 2, failure is bigger than it seems. The problem with failure is that we tend to think about it over and over again. It's kind of like a splinter in a finger. It's just annoying and you tend to easily keep on thinking about it because there is a sort of pain associated to it. If you ever fail at something, a feeling of anger, blame, frustration, or regret can come out of it. The thing about failure is that it becomes this goal that seems more and more difficult to achieve. The goal's difficulty hasn't accrued with your failure. It merely is getting distorted by your perception of reality. It's like the saying, if you fall off a horse, you get back up. It's easy to stay in the comfort of what we know. After all, comfort is associated with safety, but the best things happen when you get out of that comfort zone. Number 3, failure can beat us down. Through life, people tend to figure out at a very young age some things that they are good at and some that they're just not really good at. Think of it as the kid who says a joke in a class and gets a bunch of laughs. The laughs give the kid a rise in dopamine and also reinforce the fact that he or she is funny. If the opposite happened and kids started making fun of him or her and basically said that the joke is bad, then the kid may think that they just aren't good at it and associate comedy with failure. The reality is that it goes back to the 10,000 hour rule. You need to do things over and over and over again before you can become good at something. Believing in success or failure has a direct impact on actually reaching our goal. Fear is our enemy because if we are scared of something, we will invest less time in it. Without investing time in a goal, it's practically impossible to actually achieve it. Number 4, don't care about what other people think. As I've mentioned already before, fear is the enemy of success. This also pertains to the fact that we often have a fear of being judged by others. People are easily influenced by what other people say. In the end, it's your life, so you should be able to do what you want. What other people may think is true for you may not actually be the truth for yourself. It's okay to ask other people's opinions, but in the end, it's actually up to you to make the final decision what is good for you and your own life. If you believe in something so strongly, then you shouldn't let other people dictate to you how things should be done. Reminder, you need to fail in order to succeed. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first TV job because she was deemed unfit for television. Stephen King's first book, Carrie, was rejected by 30 publishers. Walt Disney was fired from his newspaper job because he lacked imagination and good ideas. And the list goes on and on and on and on. Success rarely happens the first time around. Number 5, learn how to think outside the box. Think positive. Seems easy when I say it, but our society has given us an unhealthy perspective on failure. You can literally do your own research through the internet or by reading whatever books or articles you can't find. I can pretty much bet that you will be unable to find a success story without some sort of great failure. The biggest problem with not succeeding at something is that it actually makes us more risk averse. It will literally stop a person from thinking clearly about how to find a solution. Life, like work, and pretty much anything in modern society is about problem solving. Finding solutions outside the box are sometimes hard to take on because they most probably entail more risk and uncertainty. A lot of risk taking is actually an unconscious dynamic, and our brain can play tricks on us, saying that there are no more solutions left, which most of the time is untrue. In the end, if you can actually accept the fact that failure is part of your success, then you may be able to overcome things much better. Lastly, here's a quote about success from basketball player Michael Jordan. On 26 occasions, I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. I have failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Failure is whatever you make of it. Please be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Comments are like treasures to me too, so be sure to leave one. I love reading and responding to them. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.